you looking for a project to take over 3 months and 250 hours? If so, I've got just the project for you. Introducing the beaded top. Corsets in general are a labour of love, with the precise stitching, basting, boning channels. But honestly, when I reflect on this part of the project, I barely remember it, because comparatively it took absolutely no time at all. So the base of this top was an altered corset pattern that was shortened and had straps added. This was made out of a simple cotton canvas, cotton tape boning channels, boning and the whole deal. Then came the only planned designs for the entire project. These were drawn on with pen. These designs were inspired from architecture I had seen on travels and cathedral windows, which have such interesting shapes. The front panel was reinforced with a bit of thicker wool fabric. Then I would start the beading process, and what a process this was. The beads I've been using have been sourced from a variety of places. Most I've gotten from secondhand stores, as beads new can be quite pricey. I got some bulk beads from Vietnam a few years back, which were also added. And a few I purchased new, but not very many, as before mentioned, beads are quite pricey. When thinking about shapes, I like to keep in mind the body that would be inside this top when it was created, trying to create patterns that would be flattering. But really, I have no nicer way to put it than that this was just slow, and honestly, sometimes disheartening. When you spend 8 hours straight working on it and you can barely notice a difference. One of my biggest regrets in this project was not using a thimble, as I mangled up my fingers and blood was drawn more than once. I underestimated how long this was going to take. So, I've been working on this for maybe a week, over a week. This is what I have, if you can see it, so far. So I've got the center panel, all pretty. I've got one of the beginnings of the side panel, and a tiny corner on the edge. And then I've got that tiny corner on the edge here, and I still need to do that middle panel over here, because I want it to be symmetrical on each side. But this takes forever. Yesterday I worked on this for like 5 hours maybe. I did 2 rows of the beads on this side. 2. And yeah, like 4 or 5 hours. That's not so great, man. I also want to get this done in a timely fashion before, you know, the end of the year, preferably. But yeah, so I think I still have a lot of work to do on this. But it is looking really good. It's looking. However, I am starting to run out of beads, which is, I mean, inevitable. I was just wishful thinking that I had enough beads, but I'd have to go for an op shop run at some point to go get some old necklaces and stuff. But yeah, so far so good. So you know the situation is bad when you're starting to count beads. I'm not even that far through yet. So this is what I've got so far. I've been working on this trimming around the edge, and as you can see, they're like little diamonds, and I want to put a bead in the center, and I really want to use these. They're really pretty purple ones. I need 106 of them. I don't think there's 106 of them, but let's do the counting, I guess. I have like 3 to spare, so I've got like 110, which is amazing, I think. It's kind of roughly count and like guesstimated, and like we made them in lines of 6, but they are kind of small, so I could have miscounted, but I think we're good. Okay, so that was a partial success. I got some beads which are pretty good, but yeah, not as many beads as I hoped. And yeah, but It's alright. So I did some maths calculations. They don't look so good. So I think I told you about this, a delusional idea that I wanted to get this done in the next week, because I have an event I wanted to wear it to. But, so yesterday I worked on that layer of trimming. So it's only like maybe a centimetre wide, if that focuses, like that one. And I've done a fair bit. And each arm's eye and armhole section is around 60 centimeters. Is that right? Yeah, around 60 centimeters. And I work out it takes me 2 hours to do 15 centimeters. So I literally worked on one tiny, less than a centimetre wide strip around the arm, that one, almost all of yesterday. I'm not even done it yet, I still have to do that little end there. And I need to repeat that. And if we go by that guide and how much space that is covering and how much real estate I have left to cover, even if I worked on this 24/7 for the next week, which I don't have time to do, I wouldn't be done. So that's okay, I'll have to wear something else, and I'll wear this some other time. But it's nice because it takes a lot of stress off this project. The project's been causing me a wee bit of stress because deadlines are very soon, and I don't know, I didn't feel prepared to get it done in time, and I had a little bit of resentment for how long the beading was taking. But now I can slow down a little bit and enjoy actually beading because it is really fun, and just, yeah, work on it slower, which is nice. Observe the noodle posture. It is essential to the beading process. So this is where I'm at the moment. It feels like it never grows, but I spent all of yesterday filling in that little triangle over there, and I need to repeat it on that side. But my whole thing is now I've got like those shapes, and I'm trying to figure out what shapes to do in between the shapes, you know? So I need to do some designing and stuff, and then yeah, carry on with the beading. How I got my time estimation for this project is via how many movies and TV shows I watched while making it. Spoiler alert, it was a lot. Knocking over beads happened so often. I think I'll be finding drop beads around the house for the rest of my life. So after like 95,000 bajillion years of my life, we have done the most of the beadwork for the entire thing. Look, it's like shiny and sparkly, which is pretty great. But yeah, so most of it's done. I didn't cover like every square centimeter like I originally thought, but for a lot of it, it's actually design choice, because I say it's design choice. It is just design choice, we can pretend that. I mean, a lot of the gaps look better not filled out because the pattern is still distinguishable, and I like that a lot, and I think that looks pretty cool. But yeah, so it's so I can clean up beads. But that's pretty much the base done. So I need to calculate how many hours this was. It was many hundreds, maybe even 1,000 yet. Maybe not, I don't know. I've been working on it for about 2 months. But that's sweet. So now what I need to do is if you look at the undersides, look at all those threads.
Like the entire thing is just covered in so many threads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some sort of glue. I'm thinking maybe a wood glue or a white glue or something that hopefully doesn't seep through the fabric too much. And I'm just going to paint it on the back and let that dry. And that's going to hold in place all the threads on the back and hopefully prevent the beads falling off later on. But also it's not gluing the actual beads, so they aren't damaged. If for whatever reason I want to remove them, that's not going to happen. But anyway, I actually cannot tell you how excited I am to be almost done. I am so sick of this project. Like, I'm having dreams about next week where I can actually do something else, because this has been my entire life for 2 months. And literally when someone asks me what I've been doing, I've just been beading only. But anyway, that's my little update, which is good because I want to wear this to an event on Sunday, and it is now Wednesday, so like 3 days, because I can't work on it on Sunday. But anyway, I'm super chuffed. And now I need glue it so it can be gluing overnight, and I can start working on the lining and the trim tomorrow.